Well, g'day everybody. Welcome to Going Medieval. I just wanted to have a chat to everybody, have a little bit of a talk. You know, being somebody who's trying to build up a YouTube channel, and I've just passed 5,000 subscribers, which I am super duper happy with. One of the big things about it is you're always trying to sort of play games that that are doing okay on your channel, and are relatively successful. So there's some games that you really, as a passionate gamer, really enjoy and love playing. And you don't necessarily get time working on a YouTube channel to play those games. For me, one of those games is Going Medieval. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start every now and again putting videos out that that are videos of games that are really special to me and that I love playing. Now, Going Medieval is one of those games that every now and again I go on stream and stuff. It's just had a major update, so I've actually only just started again because with the new major update, my game save was incompatible. There was a way to convert it and stuff like that, but I just decided to start again because I just love the building aspects and stuff of it, and I just love setting up a little village. For those of you that don't know Going Medieval, it is a village management game, basically, a colony builder where you start off on a map, and you can see our map here. You start off on a randomly generated map. You can choose what type of biome you go into, and you start off with 3 villages, some supplies, and it's up to you to build yourself a village. Now, there is a wider world map, which at the moment I don't have access to because I haven't, at this point in time, built myself a cartography table. But once I do, then I can go to the world map, and there are other colonies and stuff out there and other factions. Now, the thing with Going Medieval is it's not a super fast game. It's the kind of game, well, it can be if you play it on higher speed. You can see I'm playing on normal speed here. But you can play it on higher speed, obviously. I don't like doing that. I like to know everything that's going on. I don't want to miss anything that's going on, and things can happen relatively quickly in that. But it's about taking those 3 settlers and building yourself a village up. So what I've got here at the moment is this little squared off, or nearly fenced off. We're building those at the moment. Nearly fenced off village, or at least the start of a village. I started with this building here and this one here. This is an open-sided building. So if I go up some levels, let's go up. Oh no, it has Z levels as well. If I go up, you can actually see, if I unlock roofs, that this is an open side one, which is where I originally stored all of my items and my supplies. But what I am doing is food. Food does have a rotting time and does degrade. So at the moment, I'm actually building this. I've dug this hole here. You can see I've dug this hole down here underneath this building, and I've created myself. This is going to be my food storage area as soon as I've got it all covered, which is going to help prevent my food from rotting during the hotter months, and prevent it from getting wet as well. But all I've been waiting for is for that roof to go on, and as you can see, it has now gone on, which means that what I can do is I can scroll down here like so, and I can actually create a zone now, which will be a default stockpile. And I've got a default stockpile there already. I must have already done it. So if I click on that, it will have carcasses, food, and fermenting ingredients down there, and it'll take a lot longer for those to actually rot and stuff. So you can see the Z levels because there is mining in this as well, which is a very important aspect to that. I originally started off with this building, and you can see I've got beds in here for everybody, but I am building them separate bedrooms as well, because it helps for them to have separate bedrooms and to make sure that those rooms are warm because they get cold. There's a lot of complexity to this game as well. There's seasons. You will occasionally, you can see I have 4 settlers now, and we've just got Isame, and she came in being chased by slavers basically, and we had the choice as to whether we would take her in and upset the slavers, or whether we would reject her and leave her to the slavers. We took her into the village, and she's become a big part of the village. You run the risk of your village being attacked, and you do get attacked. You do have to arm all of your characters. You can see in regards to gear here that Girik has a short sword, a buckler, and he only has winter clothes at the moment. We don't have any armor because we haven't got to that point research-wise. It's about gathering resources, managing the resources that you do gather. So, for example, a lot of this stuff here, I actually want to harvest while they're ripe in this season, and this will provide us with animal food. You do capture animals, and you can train animals, anything from wolves to capturing deer, and there we go. Everybody's coming out to start harvesting all of those. To deers, to wolves, to goats. As you can see here, I have some goats that I am taming. I've got them in a little animal yard here specifically for goats, and they've had a baby as well. So these are domestic goats now. I'm in the process, that icon that's above them, I'm in the process of training those goats. And once they're fully tamed and fully trained, then I can actually let them free from their enclosure, and they will put little packs on, and they'll come out and help collect all of our resources and stuff, which again is another very, very important part of it. There is mining, everything that you would expect. If I go into the research tree here, you can see the massive amount of research that is available in this game, and all the things that you can unlock. And because I'm early in at the moment, now the game was released in 2021, and it is still in early access. And every now and again, they continue to release updates and patches and all that type of stuff. But they also are releasing major updates to the game and stuff. You can see these guys. Everybody has needs. So, for example, if I pick Simon here, he has a biography. You can see that his background was a ruthless butcher. He has a religious alignment. His job preferences are cooking. He loves cooking. He has perks here. They can be negative or positive, and these can be random when you're generating your villages. He's fleet-footed, so it always feels as if he's one step ahead. His long legs and rapid stride. So he's got plus 20% movement speed and plus 15% motor function. He also has an unwholesome smell emanating from fetid bandages. So he's slow to heal when he gets injured. So he's got a minus 35% hit point recovery. So it takes him a lot longer if he gets injured by a wild animal, or if our village is attacked and he's defending that. His motor function is minus 20, which kind of means that he's overall got a minus 5% motor function. And his wound generation is minus 35% as well. He has inventory. Everybody has inventory, and these are their skills. So he's like eager to do cooking and all that type of stuff. So at the moment he's level 12. He's level 18 on construction. As they continue to do all of these jobs and stuff, we have a wolf in here eating our food. So let's go and scare that wolf away. There we go. We'll scare that wolf out. Now, the wolves aren't supposed to be able to get through gates, fences and stuff. That's The only tamed animals can do that, but for some reason it kind of bugs out a little bit, and as you can see, he could actually get through that fence. So we don't want to hunt him. So I really need to find that and go cancel action. I don't want him to. They can cancel that action there. You can call all of these villages to action when you have a. There we go. I think is that him. Yeah, it is. You can tame him or you can hunt him. Was it this little one? No. So you can call everybody to action when you need to. There's farming, obviously, and a whole pile of other stuff as well, which is pretty important. Now, up in the top left-hand corner, in any good village management, you can see that we have priorities for each of our people as to what they do. And the beauty about this game is it's always had those tooltips. So you hover over, say, carpentry for Girick, and it'll say his carpentry is 9. 4 carpentry for Isabel. So when you're prioritizing jobs, 1 obviously being the highest priority and 4 being the lowest, then you can set up your priorities on who does what. Now, it does make a big difference. So, for example, let's say Girick there, he's got he's eager to do alchemy. His intellectual is 12, which is a pretty high score. When he is doing that job and when he's doing his cooking, he's gaining a lot more experience, and his mood modifier, because you've got to keep everybody happy, his mood modifier is also increasing as well. This is our research bench here. Basically, you require chronicles to research. So I've got it set up so that as soon as there's 40 chronicles, he will stop, and you spend those chronicles inside here to unlock. So, for example, if I wanted to unlock beekeeping, it's going to cost me 15 blue chronicles and 10 red. We can't do 10 red at the moment, which are textbooks, because we don't have an upgraded research table, but we will eventually get it. What else can I tell you about it? There's schedules. So you can set everybody's work schedules. Some people don't like working as long as others. If you want people working around the clock, some people like to work overnight as opposed to during the day. So you could have them sleeping during the day and working at night to keep them happy. We've got to add some leisure time there. So I'm going to add some leisure time at the end of the day for everybody as well, just to keep them relatively happy. Managing your villages. Obviously, this is how you manage what they do in combat and what type of apparel and stuff that they use and that they wear. So that's all really important. And as you can see, Isabel, who is actually our best melee person, she's got a melee level of 17. She's also very, very good at tailoring, which we haven't unlocked that bench yet. She has the only armor that we have at the moment, and she has a spear, which is a two-handed weapon. Region, as I said, until we have the cartography table, we cannot unlock the region. But when we do, we can actually send villages with good speechcraft. So each villager has a speechcraft. As you can see down the second from the bottom there, each villager has a speechcraft rating. And when traders come in, you want to obviously send in the person with the highest speechcraft. Isabel is the one that has the most for us. And you can also send them off to do diplomatic missions to other factions and stuff, which helps out a lot as well. You can assign beds. So you can assign beds to specific people. You always want to have some spare beds because you will get traders come through. So you can see that this bed is actually assigned to Isabel. So this is her room. Obviously, the more furniture and the better beds and stuff that you have in the rooms, the more comfortable, the more comfortable your villages are, and all that type of stuff. It's all that sort of normal stuff. You know, you also have normal harvesting and things like that. So, for example, we need to cut down some more trees. So I'm going to mark some trees. You can click and drag, but I like selecting what trees are going to be cut down, and they'll all go into the storage pile. And then when we need trees to be building some more, then we'll be perfectly fine. We've got some salt here, which is going to be good for cooking. We've got limestone piles sitting on the ground. We can allow that to be carted as well. You can at any time select something and say forbid carting and forbid collecting for that. So one of the jobs that you have is haul, and you can set priorities for that as well. So so there you go. I don't know why they're stacking food in here, because I don't think I've removed food from there, and I don't think I've removed fermenting ingredients from there either. So which I shall do now, and that is perfectly fine. There's a pyre here for burning your enemies, and we can actually make graves in case any of our villagers get get killed in combat. We can bury them in graves. We can burn all of our enemies on that pyre. This is a waste area, so they dump all of their waste in there. I probably need to harvest all of this as well. I think need to get all of that harvested, and probably all of that while it's in season as well. Down in the bottom left hand side, we have all of our building here. We've got some new furniture. We've got a shelf, which is storage for that eliminates ground decay, which is a really good thing. Anything lying on the ground will decay. So, for example, if we pop down into here and we start actually building these shelves in here, these shelves will be used for storing food, and it will keep them off the ground. So really, really, really important. That's a really important aspect of keeping your food nice and fresh. So we can use that. That is a technology that I actually unlocked. I'm just going to put them all around the edges at the moment, but we will eventually throw in rows of stuff like that as well. So there you go. So they'll build those at some point in time, which will be good. What else can we build? Well, we have furniture. We have wall bookshelves, which you can see I have in here. If I just bring the wall up a little bit, you can see that we've got wall bookshelves. Once you've studied and researched and used those books, then they basically sit on a shelf and are archived for a very, very, well, forever, basically. Braziers are very, very important for keeping people warm. We've got weapon racks here. I do want to throw some wicker stools in people's rooms here. So I'll worry about those later, actually. What I do need to do is, once these beds are built, which is going to be really important, then I can assign everybody to their rooms there. Everybody needs to eat. Obviously, they go and do that on their own. You don't have to micromanage them in that sense. They will just run around most of the time doing their priority lists. So you can see that Simon's he's starting to cut all of the food down to the storage area, and you can see it down here. And once we get these shelves built, then we will actually have all of that food stored on all of those shelves. So unfortunately, you've got to go through separately once they're built and mark what resources go on there. So But that's one of those things, you know. It's really important to get your food under cover as soon as you can. And the best way to do it to avoid the heat is, as I said, to build it underground like I have there, kind of like a root cellar, pretty well. We have our base, which is basically the way we build our buildings. Now, we will eventually, when we unlock stonework and stuff like that, well, we can at the moment, we can make limestone walls and stuff like that. We can also make clay bricks and stuff. So each one of these has an option for other options, like a barn door, a grated door, a wicker door, and all that type of stuff. Roof-wise, we've got the thatched roof, we've got a wicker roof, a wooden roof, which gives you sort of better stats and stuff for your villages. So that's pretty cool. We just need somebody to get out here and start chopping down these trees. We have research available, but I don't think we've got enough research points for what I want, but we'll have a look at that in a sec. Trees do regrow, by the way. We also have fishing now as well. So if I go there and I can set those to fish, which is a whole pile of pike, then one of the villagers will go down there and fish. This is basically what Going Medieval is about. And if you're like me and you really kind of absolutely and utterly love playing these type of games, this game, for me, I couldn't recommend highly enough as one of those games that you might want to play. I'm going to set those to priority urgent haul to get them out of the weather. And I'm going to set these ones to that as well because I need to get these out of the weather. Then I couldn't recommend it like enough. It is... it's a peaceful, peaceful not in the sense of you do have fighting and stuff in the game, but it's kind of that relaxing kind of really enjoyable type game to sit down and play, to work out what your villagers require to make them happy, and you can click on them at any particular time. And have a look at what their mood is. You can see that he slept in an uncomfortable bed, so he's got -1 on his mood. He's uncomfortable. He's got -2. He's very thirsty. He's got -6. So we need to start making fermenting juices and stuff like that as soon as we can. But once we move him into one of these beds and he's in a comfortable bed, then he won't have that slept in uncomfortable bed thing, and his mood will go up a little bit as well. So what else do we have? We've got our production at the moment. This is the only production that I've unlocked: a smokehouse, basic research, campfire for cooking, and a butchery table. I think I've left the campfire here undercover. The campfires will go out if they're out in the open and it's raining. We need to harvest those mushrooms as well. We have, but obviously in the research tree, we will, as we go, unlock smelting. So that unlocks a smelting furnace, which allows us to smelt stuff, clay brick making, stone block cutting, defensive structures, weaponry, cartography. There's just so much, and you can also get into research 2, and when you go into research 2, it unlocks research 3 as well, which gives you research 2 will unlock textbooks, research 3 will unlock theses, and some of these you need. Obviously we need textbooks for that, but when we get up to these, we also need a thesis. We also need theses as well. And religious structures. There's all different levels of everything as well. Cooking, which will allow us to make lavish meals and build a stove, which is really, really good. Armorer allows us to unlock an armorer's table. What we really need to do at this point in time, I think, is is probably look at stone block cutting. Tailoring would be the first one, I reckon, and then an infirmary bed as well. An infirmary bed's going to cost 45 chronicles. We've already, you can see, allocated means that I've already allocated 60 chronicles to unlocking stuff. The important thing with that is that those chronicles will all sit in these shelves here. So you can see there's 51 chronicles sitting in that one, and there's 25 sitting in there. So so you do need to have bookshelves and stuff. They will just dump them on the ground. Eventually this area here will become the library, or I might actually build a separate library anyway. Yes, you can build massive stone castles in here as well, in case you were wondering. Something that you need to do later on in later gameplay. This village needs to become an area with probably a bailey and large castle walls for defense and all that type of stuff. There are traps that you can set up and bottlenecks for enemy coming in to attack your village and stuff. So very, very, very cool. I do absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. So this is an overview of what we have resource wise. You can select anything there. Domestic, meaning our domesticated animals. Wildlife, you can see what's actually on the map at the moment. So you could go through here and go, let's see, let's look for a deer, a male deer or something. And you could go, okay, go and hunt that. So that's a mature one. They will go out and hunt it. They'll go out and hunt it, throw the carcass in there, and then somebody will grab the carcass and go onto the butchering table, and they'll butcher the meat forever, basically. So as long as there's meat there, then they will. You can also butcher your domestic animals. So you could go in and you could... there we go. Lovely, lovely. We'll give that to Guric. We'll give that bed to Simon. And when this room's done, we'll give that bed to our fourth person, which is Ismay. Now you can obviously have you can build yourself a barn. You can build any building that you want, really. Any building that you build, you can turn into anything. We could build ourselves a big barn. We could build ourselves a big stockyard and start breeding. Capturing deer and breeding deer so that we have an endless supply of meat, which is always a really, really good thing. Goats, not so much. They do milk the goats as well. So, but at any particular time, we could slaughter the goat if things got really, really desperate, which we don't need to do at the moment. So that's not something that we need to do. But these here, this is what provides our animal food, because you do need to provide animal food. There we go. We've got our last one there, and that is going to Ismay. So everybody now has a bedroom. Everybody now has a nice dry bedroom, warm, and they have a nice bed to sleep in. So they will sleep in their own beds, and that'll bring their mood up hugely. And their energy and stuff like that. So that's really, really good for us. So there you go. That's kind of it is good to separate them and give them rooms. You can later on upgrade their floors. Put a stone floor in, which is a little bit more elegant. Put more elegant furniture in. Make these larger. So I'll probably end up building for larger houses for these characters and move them into there and move new characters into here and sort of rotate it in that sense. This stockpile here is for all of my materials like iron ore, limestone and all that type of stuff. So there you go, guys. That's this is Going Medieval. It is a game that I absolutely love and that I'm truly passionate about. And the thing with being a YouTuber is sometimes you don't get to play the things that you're really, really passionate about. So this is one that I will stream every now and again and I will play personally when I get the chance, which is not very often these days, unfortunately, because I'm trying to build my channel up. But going medieval again, since still in early access, it was released in 2021, but I cannot recommend it enough. It is an absolutely magnificent game. There you go. Thank you guys for watching. I wanted to show you this game, and you can see now that that our shelves are being made, and now we can select all of those shelves, and we can go food and medicine. We can throw food and medicine in all of those shelves. These ones here, we can throw food and medicine only in those as well, and I'll keep updating those as they're built. So going medieval. There you go, guys. Appreciate you watching. Thank you so much. I will speak to you next time. Bye.